Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another voice note from your big sister Zahida. And I am in a parking lot. Yes, I wanted to make sure I recorded this voice note for you. I'm keeping to my promise, subhanallah. And I had such an interesting experience today, which I want to share with you, and I know is going to be extremely valuable for you. I was at a coffee shop this morning. I went there to do some work. I had my laptop with me, had my earphones in, and in the zone, subhanAllah. And then I needed to leave. And before I left, I thought, let me just pop into the loo. And on my way to the loo, so I was meant to just walk straight out of that coffee shop. And then because I wanted to go to the loo, I had to go to the side. And in doing so, I bumped into two beautiful ladies who happened to be previous clients of mine. And they were happy to see me. I was happy to see them. And I asked them, well, how is everything? How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. And they were so happy to tell me. And by the way, they were there together because they're friends. I didn't even actually know that they were friends when they were clients of mine. Hadn't mentioned each other, but they were telling me that they're doing really well, mashallah. And the work that they had done with me, the coaching I had given them, the facilitation I had given them in my programs, in my mentorships. One of them was in my reclamation program, which is a 12-month mentorship, and she was in a mastermind of mine. And that experience, they came to that struggling with something very specific, something that seemed absolutely immovable at that time. It seemed like that problem just had no solution. And when I worked with them, I helped them map out what the solution could look like. And I helped them map out a plan to get there with a lot of wiggle room to account for who they are and something that feels right to them. And at the same time, we did a lot of work around subconscious beliefs that were holding them back, emotions, unhealed traumas, because this problem that was happening in their lives was something that could be solved, subhanAllah, but they were finding it very, very difficult. They found themselves stuck in these toxic relationships because of unhealed traumas that actually had nothing to do with the toxic relationship. So they had traumas long before they even met these people who they were in a toxic relationship with. And that created a perception of the world. That created emotional entanglement. That created a trauma bond with these toxic people. And because of that, they felt so stuck. They knew what to do. They liked the plan that we had mapped out together, but to actually put that plan into action, that's where they were struggling. So I did a lot of work with them, a lot of facilitation. In my reclamation program, there's a huge amount of tools that we have in very specific modules that they had been through that helps you get to the root cause of these things and undo dysfunctional relationships and heal these traumas and figure out who is the real me, what is my true fitra beyond this trauma bond, beyond this people pleaser, beyond this person who allows herself to be manipulated by this toxic person. And they were really deep in their process. And alhamdulillah, they were going along, and then the program ended and I hadn't seen them for a while. And they were telling me today that alhamdulillah, they had gotten to that point. They were able to dissolve that toxic relationship. And in their own words, it wasn't just about walking away from the toxic relationship. It was the inner work that made it possible for them to do that. That inner work that we had done a year ago, 2 years ago. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is, number one, I want you to start understanding the mechanics of how you change your life. Right? That it begins with an intention, and then that intention must be followed up with dua, and then commitment to action. A lot of people just make dua and then they don't take the action. A lot of people take action, but they don't take action that's aligned with the whole process that's required to get to that result. And so that's the first thing. And the second thing is, do not underestimate the power of seeds, the power of beginnings, the power of moving towards your goal and calling on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you do. For these clients of mine, they didn't get there overnight. It didn't happen in a day or in a week or in a month. It took a year or more. And they were deeply committed to that process. And it was not a straight line. Healing things, healing relationships, healing yourself is never a straight line. It's always like this, up and then down and down and up. And one thing I love is that when people come into my programs, coming to my world, because I know this and I have seen thousands of women through this process, I have seen thousands of women transform their marriages. I have seen, I've seen thousands of women, and in that, some have transformed their marriages, some have transformed their parenting, some have transformed their businesses and reached income goals they never thought possible, subhanAllah. Some have healed through chronic conditions. Some have managed to get divorces from really toxic relationships. There's a wide variety of things I've helped people do, alhamdulillah, through the help and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I understand that it's never a linear process, that it's really like sort of an up and a down. And so I want to tell you, I want to remind you that whatever goal, whatever result you have set for yourself, it's going to take work, it's going to take commitment, it's going to take support. You're going to have someone to mentor you and support you through that process. And it's going to take calling on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala consistently. And this is so important. It is so possible. It is so possible. Not enough people tell you this. It is so possible. And all of the people who are telling you that it's not possible are telling you that because they haven't been able to do it themselves, right? Because they haven't followed the right steps. They haven't done the inner work. And they haven't facilitated thousands of people, subhanAllah. They're just talking from their own little limited bubble, their own echo chamber. They're talking about their life and the life of, a couple of other people they know who usually think like them and act like them and have the same beliefs as them and have the same filters as them and the same limitations and the same unresolved stuff. They're living in an echo chamber. So what they're telling you, they think is the truth. It is their truth. It is not the universal truth. You get to choose what your universal truth is. Do you want your truth to be the same as them? If you stay in that echo chamber and listen to everything that they say, you will be in that same echo chamber. You will experience their truth as your truth, as the truth. But your truth can be different. The truth that my clients get to experience is different. The truth that I've gotten to experience, subhanAllah, in my life. I mean, one of these days, I'm going to take you through the immense miracles that my life has been. Some of them have just been mind-boggling, subhanAllah. I have healed from a chronic autoimmune disease that doctors say it's just not possible to heal from. I have given birth to 2 healthy babies, mashallah, despite having a unicornate uterus. I have been through various challenges, like really toxic dramas and toxic relationships, healing through traumas, mashallah. That's just a couple of things. There's way more, subhanAllah. And I'm going to tell you that this process that I've laid out for you, the intention for your life to change, the intention to create a result in your life, the calling on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the rectifying your relationship with Him, the trusting Him, the building the tawakkul, all these things that I speak about my channels, and then the inner work and the action and the consistent action and the surrendering to the process and having mentorship and having support and having a community, all of that, it works when you put the pieces together. And a lot of people just don't put the pieces together. And it really is possible. That's what I want to tell you today. Like, it is possible. I want you to tell me in the comments, what is one unrealistic goal? And I'm putting unrealistic in inverted commas. What is unrealistic? Unrealistic according to most people, according to that echo chamber. What is one unrealistic goal that you have? Maybe it's in your income. Maybe it's in your parenting. Maybe it's in a marriage situation. Maybe it's in physical healing, emotional healing. What is one unrealistic goal that you have? Put it in the comments. I want to know. Make that commitment. And as you're putting it in the comments, don't just put it there just, to put it there. While you're typing it out, make a commitment to yourself. Feel it in your chest. Feel it in your belly, subhanAllah. Make a commitment and call on Allah and really anchor it in and tell yourself, yes, this is what I am unapologetically choosing to work towards. There's huge power in being intentional. There's huge power in that. I'm telling you that after working with lots and lots of people. The power and the shifts that are infused in you making an intention to move towards something. Do not underestimate that. Your destiny lies within your intention. Intentions are powerful. They create a ripple effect in the quantum field, subhanAllah. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to be looking at that comment sections. I'm going to be looking for what is your unreasonable result that you're claiming. Take care. I will see you soon. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.